Matt and Mikey hit the airwaves bright and early, sipping coffee while the world's still a little twirly. They've got a list of 5 that'll blow your mind. Tune in now, leave your worries behind. Saturday morning, Samoflange, top topics that'll make you dance. Grab your headphones, take a chance. It's the best darn podcast in the land. From movies to snacks to the quirkiest trends, they debate and laugh till the show nearly ends. A little bit of chaos, a lot of good cheer. With Matt and Mikey, your weekend's clear. Saturday morning, Samoflange, top topics that'll make you dance. Grab your headphones, take a chance. It's the best darn podcast in the land. Snacks to the quirkiest trends, they debate and laugh till the show nearly ends. A little bit of chaos, a lot of good cheer. With Matt and Mikey, your weekend's clear. Saturday morning, Samoflange, top topics that'll make you dance. Grab your headphones, take a chance. It's the best darn podcast in the land. Whether it's favorite dinosaurs or breakfast delights, their witty banter makes everything feel right. You'll laugh out loud at the friendly spouts. Matt and Mikey sure know where it's at. So set your alarm, don't you dare hit snooze. They've got opinions you just can't refuse. Saturday mornings have never been this grand, thanks to Matt and Mikey and the Clever brand.
Hi, folks, and welcome to another Sunday morning Samoflange. I'm Matt.
And I'm Mikey.
And that was our theme song.
Woo-hoo! We've upgraded in this world.
We have upgraded. Oh, my goodness.
Our friend wrote and sung that for us.
Yeah. Thank you, Johnny Stepp.
Thank you, John Stepp.
And with musical guitarist, guest star music guitarist, Mark Addison.
Mark Addison, yes.
On the guitar,
Man,
as they say.
That guy, just picking and grinning.
He was picking and grinning. I mean, he may have been backup vocalist. I don't know.
Yeah, he can harmonize real well.
And on the drums, I'm pretty sure that was our old pal CJ Gotro.
Yeah, I mean, he's good at beating on things.
Hey-o! Okay, so, boy, that is a jingle. I hope that stays in your head like it stays with us. That's the way to start your morning. Good morning, Saturday morning Samoflange. Mikey, welcome back. We were talking on the last podcast, and you dropped not one, not 2, but 3 decent ideas for future top 5s, all involving music.
Yes,
which is why we're here today.
As Toby Keith once said, I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
Oh!
So I can have a good idea every once in a while.
And this was great. The things you're saying, I was like, man, wait a minute, I got this too. And I want to make a correction for top 10 albums. You are correct. I listened to Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, all 10s. I decided, I had to listen to my other ones. To remove one, I am removing Zebrahead, Waste of Mind.
Okay.
And I am replacing it firmly with Guns N' Roses.
Firmly.
Firmly. There was one song on Thriller I was not a fan of, and I cannot, it's one that gets played all the time. Has it got to be starting something?
That's the first song, which is very apropos to our topic today. Yes,
I know, and
it is overplayed.
It's overplayed, and I just don't like it.
Yeah.
And that's the one song
Sure.
on the Thriller album that disqualifies it. But I did listen to that one. Appetite for Destruction is all good. You're right. So shame on Matt. Zebrahead, love you. You went to honorable mention. Appetite for Destruction.
No shame. We live in a time when there's so much to remember. We're just blessed to have it all.
Here's what I'm embarrassed about. I love Guns N' Roses. Back in the day, I listened to them all the time. Now I listen to the hits I know.
Right.
Which You Could Be Mine is very underrated. But,
oh, yes.
But the thing is, though, it's been a while since I've listened to the entire album, and shame on me. It is fantastic. So, yeah, the court is yours on that one. But we're talking about top 5 opening songs on an album.
It is a great topic whenever we get to debut our opening song. So let's just piggyback right off the top of that.
And are you ready? Oh, yeah. So are you ready, though? I'm not including any of my top 10 albums. I wanted to do some separate music.
Nice.
even though I still think that My Name is Jonas is an excellent way to start an album.
It is.
It's an excellent way. But I picked 5 other songs, opening songs on an album that I think are super big hits. Mm-hmm. And this is something to deviate, mix it up a little bit. Well, is there any crossover?
Well, after you said that, I'm going to say 0.
Yeah, 0 now. And you're going to be right on if it's My Name is Jonas. But you're going to be right on that. And I would say 0 too. There may be one that you may have forgotten or you don't care about. Because one of these I know for sure you will know. Well, I think you would know. But it's my brother's number 1.
Okay.
My number 2.
Okay.
But anyway, who starts? I'll start.
You should go.
I'll go.
You
I'll
should
go.
start.
Boy, oh boy. Back in the day, I listened to everything, and one of the bands I listened to was Cottonmouth Kings with a K.
Okay.
Cottonmouth. Do you know the Cottonmouth Kings?
No, but that name sounds familiar.
Cheech and Chong would love their music.
Okay, all right.
It's all about rolling them doobies and smoking the weedy,
yes.
smoking the Mary Jane.
Okay.
Not that I partake, but I think their songs are hilarious at
Yes,
times.
yes.
Annoying sometimes, but when they're on track, and they made some really good music too when they're not talking about smoking weed. And this is one of them. But this is so funny because I was looking through ye old CD collection. I was looking through songs I knew I had the CDs too, and I went, "Oh, wait a minute, this has got to be on there." It's from the album Rolling Stoned, of course.
Okay.
And there is a little intro of a little girl on a school bus talking with a bunch of kids, and she goes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A done time. I don't know what she's saying, but she's just a little girl saying something. And then the first song starts. So it's not the first little track, but it's the first song on the track, and it's called Sleepers.
Okay.
And it is not safe for children and not safe for work. It's about F you and all of you effers who said we never make it. I just like, that is just... Because everyone thought a couple of boner stoneheads who are not, they got popular for a few tracks because the stoners love them, but they're going to be nothing. So this was one to say, F you, this is our 4th album, and we're still hot as ever, and just F you, F all of you, F this, F that. And I was like, that's how you say, hi to all your haters. Haters want to hate. That's for Taylor Swift. So
I almost, there almost was Taylor Swift on my list. There was.
No.
There's not. Spoiler
Who
alert,
was it? Because I promise you Taylor Swift did not even make my list.
But I'm just saying there almost was, but there's not. There's not. I'm going to look that up because that interests me.
Oh, it's so funny.
I was a big fan, even though this is probably different music, because Sublime was all over the place, but I used to love Sublime. And so I would look at that as reggae, pop, stoner type music. So I'd be interested to see what that sounded like.
My cousin and I were listening to it. We popped in the car because I just got it, and we were howling with laughter because that was the thing. It's stoner. They're not that good of a band. Everyone likes the thing about weed,
right?
And so this was a message to all the doubters, and we just thought that was funny. But go ahead. What's number 5?
So, in true fashion, I think me and you have a pattern. You do tend to think outside the box. I think most people that listen to this would probably be able to predict like 3 out of my 5 or 4 out of my 5.
I am definitely thinking outside the box on these.
So for me, I went with one phrase in my head. What first song sets the tone for what I'm about to hear on this album? And that's kind of my criteria. So most of these are very popular and very well known. I do have one honorable mention that I just want to say first to get it out of the way, and then I'll go into my 5. Like you, there's a lot of great albums and a lot of good starting albums. I'm actually going to put kind of 3 songs in one because everybody knows how much I love Metallica. So if you look at Battery on Master of Puppets, if you look at Blackened on And Justice for All, and if you look at Enter Sandman on the Black Album, I think Enter Sandman obviously is the most popular, but it's my least favorite out of the 3. But all 3 of those really set the tone for what you're about to hear on those albums.
Was Enter Sandman the opening
Yes.
song on that? Was it really?
Yeah, and it set that tone for
that
album.
That is a strong... Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, my cousin, huge Metallica fan, would maybe have Sleepers as his honorable mention, but his top 5 would be a lot of Metallica.
Yeah, I mean, all of their albums do have really strong openers, particularly those three. But they just were right outside the top 5 for me. Even though Enter Sandman is, like we said in a previous
classic.
It's the one song that blended rock and not really pop, but it brought metal to the mainstream. So my number 5 is from Phil Collins, and it is a song called "In the Air Tonight." We all know "In the Air Tonight." Now, what's interesting about that song is that this was his debut album as a single artist on face value while he was still with Genesis. So you've got a well-established band and a beloved, drummer and singer to a band, and then he goes out on his own. So this was an album that people had a lot of eyes on and were curious as to what is he going to do on his own.
Do you know I unfairly judged him because I love Genesis and I knew he was wanting out. Mm-hmm. And I love Genesis. And I thought he was being a prima donna diva, and I was hoping he would fail. He's excellent, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But back when that came out, I refused to listen to it for the longest.
Oh, as I've gotten older, he honestly...
You're right. He's good.
This is high praise, right? For me, he's right below Michael Jackson to me now.
Woo!
With just how many hits, how wonderful he was. And if you look, he's one of the only people that he didn't quit Genesis. So he made this album, went back and made an album with Genesis, made another album, went back and made it, and Invisible Touch came out in '86. So you can't talk about 80s music without talking about him in some way.
Yeah.
But that song really set the tone for his entire career. And even though it's not my favorite of his, it's probably by far the most popular, the most well used. That drum solo is, iconic.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
for me it set the tone not only for that album but for him as a solo artist. So that is my number 5.
That's a great pick. Great pick. Number 4 for me. Come on, I'm going to pick Weezer in here. Weezer's album Ratitude starts off with "I Want You To."
Yes.
And it's got that drum ding 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 ding, and and then we're off to the races.
Yes.
It's a fun song, upbeat, earworm already, and we've just started this track, and that is what Rivers does best.
Yes.
He kicks off, and you're off on a fun. By the first track, okay, this is going to be a fun, and it's a great album. Ratitude is a great album. Stupidest cover ever. But I don't know what. I still don't remember what the cover was. I used to read about that stuff, but it's someone's dog. But why is he looking like he's scraping worms off his butt?
It's the earworms that he just put into your ear.
I guess so. Butt worms. And it gives your dog butt worms, too. But Ratitude, I Want You To, great start off. Great lead off on a great album.
It is.
Numero 4.
My number 4 is if Metallica had a song that really brought metal to the mainstream, this opener is probably the song of an entire generation. It was the album of an entire generation. And in my opinion, this is just my unprofessional opinion, this album and this song was the last major shift in music history, and that's been 34 years ago. And it is Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. Now, I loved that song growing up. Now when I listen to Smells Like Teen Spirit, it doesn't have the same effect on me as it did 30 years ago. I like other songs on that album better, but you cannot deny how music shifted with that album, and that really sets the tone once again, not only for who Nirvana was, but just the whole alternative movement in general. And that was a banger right off the bat.
And agreed. I soured a little bit on Nirvana, not because I did. I liked the band. I wasn't crazy about them when they were big, and then Kurt Cobain shot himself, and now everyone's crazy about him now too. And I feel like that's how they got more popular than maybe they should have given credit to. I mean, remember, the grunge scene was another step away from the hair metal.
Sure.
And it was stealing your rock and roll was going away.
Sure.
Boys pop was getting hot too, but that wasn't stealing your rock and roll. Grunge stole your rock and roll. I like grunge. I like a lot of those bands. That's an error, but it also kind of people started to walk away from the hair band. So
They did. I mean, but people like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and even Weezer. I mean,
Yeah.
Rivers
No,
has,
you're right.
has
You're
talked
right.
very candidly
Yeah.
about he loved hard rock, he loved metal, and
Yeah.
that's all an
oh,
extension
he's a
of
huge
that.
Kiss fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Weezer, number 3. This is the last Weezer I'm going to put on here. From Pacific Daydream, Mexican Fender.
I don't know if
it
I
is-
can really recollect that
It
one.
is so stinking good, and it opens up. He saw a Mexican Fender, and that guitar, that electric guitar, is burn, dun, 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 dun. And it's got this heavy drum beat while the bass is going on the guitar, and it's just. I mean, you're ready. You're ready. I'm pumped up just thinking about it.
I can see.
But I'm done talking about Weezer. I just wanted to add that one in there. But you know me, I love Weezer. I did, for this study, listen to every Weezer opening album.
I know you did.
And I did.
That's such a mad thing.
And I circled the ones I thought were the best and went, and then like the kid from the Neverending Story, while he's biting into a sandwich, no, I need to save more. I need to say because it's going to be a long journey.
It's going to be a long journey.
Can't eat it all, so I couldn't use all my Weezer stuff. But I picked the top 2 out of it and respectively put them where I thought they fit. And this one fits at number 3. I Want You To is great, but Mexican Fender. I mean, My Name Is Jonas. That's probably is their number 1. But Mexican Fender's their number 2. It's a solid opening for a song on an album. All right, go ahead.
Well, speaking of number 3s, I'll give you my number 3. And this might have been in the last podcast or 2. It might have got thrown out there. I went back and I did a little bit of research. And I think I said a different one. But I'm a lover of country music. I will never hide that. I really do not get into new country, but I do love anything from like the 90s and back. And so...
Are you about to say what I think you're going to say?
This song is the first song on this duo's album, very first album. So the very first time anybody ever heard these two was this frickin' song, and it still is one of their best songs and such a banger. And the band, the duo, is Brooks and Dunn, and the song is Brand New Man. When you pop in that CD and all of a sudden you hear, I saw the light, I've been baptized by the fire in your touch and the flame in your eyes.
You're
I'm
already
born to
singing
love
something.
again. I'm a brand new man. I mean, like, it just gets you going. And when you listen to that
Already
song,
from 0 to 60.
0 to 60. It's
There you
just,
go.
he's like Ronnie Dunn is shot out of a cannon. And when you listen to
he's
that
the
entire
rock and
song-
roller coaster at this point.
Yes, so much of country music is about like the guitars and the twang and stuff. But when you listen to that song in particular, his voice is the instrument in that song. His voice is what drives that song, and it just carries you. And that album is still great. It's got a bunch of number 1s, but that song.
Now, this could have been. Now, Megan listens to a lot of Garth Brooks, and I thought you were going to mention Garth Brooks song, but now I'm thinking this may have been his best hits, which best hits albums don't count.
Right.
But I can't remember. Callin' Baton Rouge.
Yes.
Was that an opening song on one of his soundtracks, or
do-
was that his best hits?
Yeah, I don't
Megan
think
listened
so.
to a lot of his stuff back in the day.
That does not. That it could have been.
If so,
I'll do the research.
If
but
so, that is the only. I mean, Garth Brooks in concert, phenomenal. I'm not that big a fan of the music, but I've been to several concerts because the missus is a big fan. I'll guarantee you this: at 60-something years old, he has more energy than I will ever have. Even at my prime, you give me 20 years back on my life, I do not have that much energy, as he does at 60. And plus, he delivers. He delivers a great show, 3.5 hours, solid. Take 20-minute break while Trisha Yearwood sings her few songs, and then comes right back. Weezer couldn't even last that long. And I was embarrassed for my Weezer people because Garth Brooks, even though I love Weezer, Garth Brooks put on a better concert.
And was it me and you that were talking about this? I feel like I had this conversation. I know I had this conversation
Yeah.
in the past week or two because somebody was asking me the best concert I've been to, and just coming off of
I asked you that about the Blue album.
coming
concert.
off of Weezer, the Blue album, coming off of Metallica.
Yeah.
I've seen everybody from Billy Joel to Coldplay to Marilyn Manson. We saw, but Garth Brooks, I think, is the best concert I've seen.
And that's not my favorite artist out of any of the concerts I've ever seen. In fact, probably my least favorite. But his concert, is 100% go
Yep.
from the moment you start. And that Call in Baton Rouge song is good. It's solid.
Well, what I realized...
I don't think that's the starting song, though. I think that may have been a best hits.
The thing that I went back to with that concert was that every single person, you probably heard me say this before, every single person in that audience knew every syllable to every word to every song.
Yes, every song.
And so it was like a big, 30,000 people chorus singing every song, and the energy in there.
And he is completely thanking the crowd. He is completely raising his hand. He's completely going bonkers. After every song, he just, whoa! I mean, that is the Ric Flair of musicians there, because he is pumping up the crowd on every song. Every song. I mean, he can say, let's go kill someone in the street, and they would.
And they'll be like, woo!
Woo! Number 2 is my brother's number 1. It is Kid Rock, Devil Without a Cause album, and it is Bow with the Bow.
Oh, that is a good pull. That's a great pull.
That's one I knew you'd know, and I knew you'd appreciate.
Oh my gosh!
But Bow with the Bow to dang, but it starts off soft. Bow with the Bow to dang. My name is Kid.
That's a great pull. I actually forgot about that.
But I mean, you were automatically the first time I heard that, my brother put it. He said, "Listen to this," because I'd never heard. This is back before Kid Rock got big. My brother discovered him before he got big. He said, "Listen to this guy," and I was listening. And I heard bow. I said, "What is this?" He went, "Listen, listen." And I went, and then boom. I was like, "What is that?" Because already you start headbanging already. That is just.
You're like, what am I listening to?
Why is my body moving uncontrollably? What is this feeling? So sudden, so new.
I'm so happy you brought that up, because I absolutely love that song.
I know.
I actually like that album.
That whole album is good. Because the next song, Cowboy, would probably be my number 1 and second songs on the track.
Yes.
Cowboy is so good.
It's good.
But here's the thing. We go with Bow with the Bow, straight into Cowboy. They sound different. And you're like, wait a minute. I like this version of him too. And he keeps switching out. Now, not all of his stuff is on that album is excellent, but overall it's a great album. That's why I went on my perfect 10. But Bow with the Bow, get out of here. Get out of here.
Call in Baton Rouge, by the way, is not the opening song. It's on the album In Fences. It's the number 8 song.
It is the number 1 song in his greatest hits.
Okay, yeah.
Because I know Megan would put in a CD, and it was the first song. And that was the only thing I cared about listening to was Call in Baton Rouge. So it must have been a greatest hits, which does not count.
Does not count.
Greatest hits albums do not count.
Do not count.
Can't say a greatest hits. The first song in this greatest hits album.
Can't do it. Well, my number 2 is going to be the easiest thing we could ever talk about.
Oh, please.
My Name is Jonas. I mean,
it's
you know
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, yeah.
I've already said that beats out Mexican Fender.
Yeah. I mean,
I was just trying to deviate from that. 100%. Number 2. Wait, did you say number 2?
Yeah. Number 2.
I almost agree with you.
Well, I mean, there's a clear
Hold on.
number 1, in my opinion, of that I have long said is, to me, the best opening song of an album I've ever heard. But we'll get to that in a minute. So
anyway,
my name is Jonas. There's nothing we can say about it, but for that to be the opening song once again of their opening album, and I'm like, what is this? Now, if I'm not mistaken, though, I believe the first time I heard them was not that song. It was Buddy Holly, because I think Buddy
on the radio.
Yeah, and so I see the video, I see the old Happy Days, but it's like, I like this. Let me get this tape, probably at the time, or the CD. And then when you come in and the very first song you hear is My Name is Jonas, you're like, what?
I don't know if I saw the video first. I may have heard the Buddy Holly on the radio. You know, that was the first tape I ever bought. No, it's not. I lie. No, it is. It was the first tape. And the second tape, Michael Jackson's Dangerous.
Nice.
But every time I get a new car, the very first thing, because I put that tape in my car and listen to it. Every time I've gotten a new car, the first album that plays is Weezer Blue.
You just have to see. Does it
It's
sound
tradition.
good? Yeah,
It's
you take
tradition.
the CD to the car lot with you.
And by the way, Michael Jackson's Dangerous did go up for consideration too after I listened to Thriller, because I remember loving every song
really good
on Dangerous. However, Heal the World is good, but maybe not my 10.
It gets a little more preachy and a little less pop.
Yeah, and so it was one of his preach, and it was done for purpose, you know.
Right.
But a lot of his music on that, Jam.
Oh, so that's an opening song. That's a great opening song.
I did think about putting that on there.
So
but
did
it
I.
ain't too much for me to jam. It's really good. It's really good. I thought it was a great album for that. But there's just a lot of just awesome music on Dangerous. Oh, and actually the Dangerous is okay, but not the best.
Not the best.
Not the best. So it lucked out.
What is your best? What is your number one?
My number one is, of course, My Name is Jonas. But it's going to be, in this thing, Good Charlotte, Young and the Hopeless.
Oh, man, yeah.
The Anthem.
That's a great song.
Bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
bum, 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 bum. That
I still
is-
jammed to that song.
I got that one on what was it? 12 CDs for the price of one? Was that BSG or
or
BG?
BMG?
BMG.
Or Columbia House?
Yeah, you know, the 12 CDs for the price of one.
They're still looking for like half of our generation. Gave us the CDs. We never paid them.
Yeah.
Gave them our penny.
Yeah, gave him the penny. 12 for a buck.
Yep. See you later.
Yeah, that's right. And so I'd always do that. And one of the albums I got was Good Charlotte. And I thought it was
Yeah.
incredible. And it's a good album overall, but
Did
that opening song, the anthem, is really good.
Did you throw all your hands up?
Like I Just Don't Care.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's a good call. Like
It
it gets you moving. It makes you feel good.
It gets you moving, and there's something about just starting off. We talked about this earlier, going from 0 to 60, like, boom, okay, wow. Because I think it's very important to have your first song to be just excellent.
Yes.
Because now you're waiting for more. Not everyone's first song is a catcher. You know, sometimes it's funny because one band I love for years, well, for like 3 or 4 albums, their best track was number 4. And I thought, is that on every track? But then their 4th or 5th album came back, and it was not number 4, it was number 3 or number 5.
There's the
this
thing
time.
about that. If you Google that and research that, it's a lot like a baseball team where, you know,
I was going to say that.
it's true.
Okay, so in baseball,
that's real.
You have a leadoff hitter. This is the guy who's going to get on base.
Yes.
You have to put him up in the lineup first, and I think that's the same for an album.
Yes.
But some people's leadoff hitters aren't as strong as the ones here.
Right.
There's a lot of decent first songs. There's a lot of decent first tracks. But to have something that just hits, I mean, this is your leadoff hitting a home run.
If you research this back in the day, and I don't remember 100% what it is, so I apologize if I'm a little bit off base, pun intended.
But number 4 used to be cleanup.
Yeah,
that was when your home run
yeah,
hitter-
because what would happen is people, you know, with records and things like that, it's like we're going to play the first side, right? And that's usually like 3 or 4 songs or something like that, 2 or 3 songs. And we want the people to either turn the record over and not just listen to the first 3 or 4, or once you listen to the first couple of songs, it's like, okay, we need them to stay invested as opposed to like the beginning of it and then cut it off in a couple of songs. So you got to have something kind of right there that would take them for the rest of the album. And much like a baseball team, right? You got to have the heavy hitters right there in the middle. That was a real thing. I don't know if it's still a real thing. I don't think that people really appreciate, like we said before, the album, the concept of making a good album from beginning to end.
But for this band, for 3 straight albums, number 4, track 4 was my favorite.
Sure.
And I was like, that's odd. And then when the other 4th one came out, it wasn't the same. I was like, okay, well that was easily number 5 or number 3 or whatever. But I was interested in whatever track 4 was going forward.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So number 1.
It's not hard to figure out. Anybody that knows me, I've said it a million times. To me, this is the most badass song. And when I didn't even notice this really whenever I'm looking at my list. But besides the honorable mentions, my 5, my 4, my 3, my 2, and now my 1, not only are they all the first song on the album, they're all debut albums from these artists. I didn't realize that when I picked them. But
wait, the Super Bowl Shuffle by the Chicago Bears?
Yes! I can't get enough of William Refrigerator Perry.
The Fridge Man!
Yeah, Jim McMahon is my man.
I'm telling you what.
No.
What is it?
Welcome to the Jungle, off of Appetite. That sets the tone for, I mean, that song is so badass. And when he comes in and he has that wail and Slash's guitar riff, it just... Now, is it my favorite song on the album? No, because Sweet Child of Mine is my favorite song of all time.
You have a point
But
there.
that's a badass song.
I love that song. It's not my favorite on the album. That is one of my favorite songs.
Yes.
Let it be clear. If I had a top 3, Guns N' Roses song. It's Sweet Child of Mine. It's Welcome to the Jungle. And I think You Could Be Mine.
Oh, You Could Be Mine.
It's right up there. So that's in my top 3. And Sweet Child of Mine is on that album, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And see, Sweet Child of Mine is just beats Welcome to the Jungle. But you are correct on Welcome to the Jungle. You are correct.
It's just badass.
You are correct. That is just an awesome... Man, now I feel like I should have put G, F, and R on mine.
Well, that's why,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
You can just piggyback off of me.
I have to bump things down because you're right about that. But that album is chock full of hits. But no, because I would have put that on my last list. I will sustain, as they say in court talk here. Mm-hmm. Okay. So just to ask, we have a mutual friend called Rusty. What would Rusty say?
Knowing Rusty like I do, he would definitely agree with My Name is Jonas. He's a huge Weezer fan. That could be his number one, maybe.
Okay.
He loves GNR just like I do.
And then, of course, Stepdaddy.
Yeah, Stepdaddy.
What's his musical taste? He's a music man.
He is a music man, right? So there's a lot of things that he likes and knows about that I don't really pay much attention to. So I'd be interested to see what he says. And Rusty does listen to a lot of newer music. Rusty is the concert guy, so he might have more recent things on there. They're both huge. What's that guy? He's a country guy that's like a newer kind of outlaw country guy. He loves this dude. Can't think of his name. But I could see him going more into that range. But 100%, I think both of them would say My Name is Jonas because we're just all cut from that same cloth.
That's true. Trey?
Oh, Trey would probably say like Beatles.
Oh, yeah, he's a Beatles guy.
Beatles. Okay. Yeah, it'd be like top 5 Beatles.
It'd be for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a point.
I mean, yeah.
We could be wrong on that. So I want to hear the listeners give us their top 5 opening songs on an album. What is your top 5? We'll see you next time on
Saturday
Morning
Samoflange.